All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know.
Hi, you're watching LostBoyLives, and today I'm here with Jake from the band Kasady. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So, how'd you guys come up with your band name?
Actually, it took forever. It actually took about 3 months.
Wow.
When we got together first, it was just me and Shane, the guitarist singer, and we had all these songs. Like, we wrote pretty much nearly every song we have, but with no band name. So like, people would like contact us like without. They would be like, "Hey, do you want to play a show sometime soon?" And we'd be like, "Yeah." And they'd be like, "What's your band name?" And we'd be like, "We'll get back to you." And we toyed around with a couple of ideas, but we chose Kasady because we're both pretty big comic book fans.
Yeah.
And Kasady is the name of the last name of one of the villains from Spider-Man's Carnage. So yeah,
good name.
That's kind of how we got that.
What genre would you classify your band as?
I guess it depends on who you'd ask, because some people have told us that we sound like pretty like punk, pretty like hardcore punk.
Yeah.
And then some people, I think, maybe hear a bit more of like noise rock. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was listening to some of your stuff last night, and I would agree with the punk.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah. So how did you guys in the band meet?
Shane and I went to high school together. He was a few years older than me, so we didn't really hang out much, but we were both in bands, and we were both aware of each other's bands, basically. Yeah. And over the years, it was one of those things where it got to the point where, 10 years later, we were hanging out one day, and we were like, why have we never, gotten together and jammed, And he was in another band at the time called Black Volga. And unfortunately, the guitar player in that band was killed in a car accident a couple of years ago. So it ended like pretty abruptly, and he was not having a good go with that because he was really good friends with the guy. But after a while, he was like, I want to really get back into music, and you want to jam? And I was like, yep. And I started jamming, started writing, and then after frantically trying to find a bassist, I reached out to an old buddy of mine who was more of a guitar player, and he was a guy that I really like as a person and a musician, and I just said, hey buddy, like what are the chances of that you play bass at all? And he was like, actually, I've been playing bass a lot lately.
That's
so
lucky.
Yeah. And I was like, well, why don't you come jam? And so we all jammed together, and I think we played like maybe 30 seconds of a song, and we were like, so do you want to be in this?
Yeah.
And that's Kyle, the bass player. So that's pretty much how we came together, I guess.
Yeah. What bands or musicians have you been influenced by?
I think all three of us should come from like a huge pool of influences. There's really so much. I kind of grew up on like the classic rock stuff. Like my dad really at a young age got me into Rush and everything and all of that. And but as I got older, I started listening to heavier stuff, a little more metal. And then like in high school, I went to high school during the like the post-hardcore movement, so I was really into like Converge, other hardcore punk stuff. And Shane is also a big punk guy. He actually loves grunge stuff though. He's a huge Nirvana fan, but he also really likes a lot of punk stuff. He's really into just all kinds of stuff. Bad Religion. I'm also really into like Typo Negative and like Sonic Youth. And Kyle's just like me. He literally listens to everything. So it's hard to like be like, well, this band influenced us and this band influenced us. But basically, there's actually a pretty big punk movement happening in Toronto right now with bands like Pup and Mets and the Dirty Mill, and so those guys have also been big influences on us, and we kind of want to join in on that scene.
Yeah. So, what's been your biggest challenge as a band? Finding a bass player?
That was a big one, yeah. You know what it is? It's, I, like, coming from somebody who lived in Toronto for a bit, and was playing in Toronto a lot, at even a young age, that's like a community where kind of, everybody, kind of plays something, or says they can play something. And everybody knows everybody, all the musicians are friends, pretty sort of. And there's like a live music event happening every night. I think the biggest challenge with us is we're really far from that, right? We're up north, we're a little more isolated, we're spread out, the communities here are spread out, the followings aren't like there as much.
Yeah.
So like, you can't really just kind of pick any night and go out and meet bands and like listen to new music and stuff. So I guess it's the biggest challenge up here is definitely more so the networking and building those relationships and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I live here in Midland, like Shane lives over in Penetang. Kyle actually comes from the Christian Island Native Reserve. So that's like a 45-minute trek every time he comes in. But I think that also shows like the level of commitment we have to the project. And
for sure. Are you guys working on anything new?
Yes. We have been promising people that there's going to be some kind of video soon. We're in the process of pulling together some ideas for a video for our song Pity Party.
Yeah.
And we've also been finishing up the artwork and stuff, who was done by a friend of ours named Jamie Snare. She's a tattoo artist. Everybody should go and check out her stuff on Facebook and Instagram. She's out of Lucky Devil in Barrie.
Oh, I've been there, yeah.
Yeah. So she's Greg's apprentice, if you know Greg. So she did our artwork, and my friend Joe Bosley is going to be digitally coloring it for us.
That's cool.
And then we just got to print the CDs. And the next step after that, we're actually talking about doing a limited edition cassette tape line.
That's cool.
And we're going to maybe put out a cassette tape with like 6 songs on it. Some of them are songs from the CD, and some of them will be songs that you're only ever going to be able to get on the cassette tape. And there's only going to be a certain amount made. So we'll definitely be letting people know what's going on with that ASAP.
So what's the story behind Pity Party? Like, what were you guys thinking when you wrote that?
That was actually one of Shane's masterpieces. Shane he's possibly, I use the word chill lightly for describing someone's personality, but he's got to be the most chill person I've ever known. And it takes a lot to get Shane upset. And one thing that I think he struggles with a lot is when he sees people basically freaking out over nothing or getting upset over nothing, and I do too. Get it, but when people who kind of live in the first world and don't really have real problems. I think that's a lot of what that song's directed at. It's about a person, in this song's case, a fictional character that collects and recycles problems and wants everybody to know for that pity. So I think that's definitely the core concept there.
So last question. Okay. When's your next performance after today?
So after tonight, we're actually performing at this big festival in the west end of Toronto out in Etobicoke. It's called Lockdown Fest.
Oh yeah.
We still have tickets available for it. The headliner is the band The Agonist from Montreal, and so we're really excited, to be sharing the same stage as this like world touring metal band that's excellent. There's other bands playing too. Another big band that's playing is Insurrection. It's mostly, I think, going to be a lot of metal bands, a lot of hardcore stuff, maybe some punk stuff, and probably just some hard rock stuff too. All of that variety. Tickets are $15. You can get them online, and you can get them from myself and Shane and Kyle as well, and any other band playing. And it's next Saturday, July the 2nd at the Rock Pile.
I might hit you up for that.
Awesome. It's gonna be wicked. They're doing 2 stages, and there's gonna be a road hockey tournament in
That'll be sweet.
outside. Yeah. So that's gonna be pretty fun.
Yeah. So do you have any last words?
Yeah, you know what? Last words, I would just say that I really appreciate you guys coming and like
Thanks.
wanting to and caring about asking musicians in a small town these kinds of questions.
Yeah, we like listening to the local bands.
Oh, cool. You know, it's really cool to be able to just sit and talk with people about it and about what we love doing, you know.
Yeah.
It's a treat for us and for everybody, really. We're really proud of like the scene that's coming back. In this town, there's so many young bands. The bands we're playing with tonight, like Falset and Relapse.
Yeah, I went to the same school as Falset.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I went there too many a moon ago, and it's really awesome to see this new wave of young bands coming in.
Yeah.
It's just so cool, and we just want to say thanks for everybody who, you know, not only likes the Facebook page and listens to our stuff, but comes out and hangs out with us.
Yeah.
And, you know, says all the nice things, and we appreciate it. It's why we do it. So
Awesome. You're watching LostBoyLives, and find their Facebook page and like it, and check out their music. Bye.